Welcome back, viewer, to Chungu cha Jamii. Today we are talking about, is Christmas overrated? That is the question of the day. What is Christmas to you? How is it overrated? How do you enjoy it? What do you do? Share with us your experience, your question, your comments across all our social media networks. That's GBS TV Africa. Our SMS line is 21144. So before we went on a break, I had asked a question. So I'd like you to answer us because now I'm thinking a lot of things.
I'll start from where we started. I had said that Christmas is not on 25th of December. Mm-hmm. That's true. Because most of the people, even the Bible says, my people perish due to lack of knowledge.
Sure.
And then why are they perishing due to lack of knowledge? They only think about things, and then at some point, they are now using their own thinking and what they see, what they feel, and then they want it to fit to the Bible. Even we talked about, before we went for a break, we were talking about people doing birthdays, and then it's like it brings some, you're kind of getting isolated because of that. For me, what I would say, Christmas, we are talking about the birth of Christ. And the birth of Christ, it doesn't matter whether it's on 25th or whether it's on 1st. The most important birthday or Christmas is the day when Christ was born in your heart. And most of the people they celebrate, of course they celebrate, even the Muslims, you find them celebrating Christmas. And then if I was able to ask, why are they celebrating Christmas? And for sure, why are people celebrating Christmas? Do they really know the meaning of Christmas? If I would say, for me, Christmas is the day that Christ was born in my heart. And why was Christ born in my heart? He wasn't born in my heart, a heart that was very clean. This is one thing that we have to understand. People think of many things, but when you see Christ was born in a manger, why? What was the reason? If you go there, it is smelling, it's dirty, which means for Christ to be born in your heart, he is not born in the heart which is very clean. He's born in the heart which is of a sinful nature, and then the reason why he's born there to clean that sinful nature of man. That's why for them, Christmas will be very important. While I was a sinner, I was heading to hellfire, but now Christ was born in that sinful nature of my heart. And then he took care of that sinful nature of Benjamin. That's why now I can say, Christ is born in my heart, and then if he's born in my heart, it means he dealt with the sinful nature of my heart, and then he made me to be righteous, holy, perfect. And then from that point, then I can have that joy to celebrate Christmas. But people, they do not know even why Christ was born in this world. They do not know even why Christ has to be born in their hearts. That's why, according to their minds, they want to celebrate Christmas. Now coming back to the issue of why do people celebrate birthdays, and then they don't know. Actually, for me, I would say, it is about competition. I want to show how great I am. I went to Nina's birthday and then I saw how they were doing things. Now I want to prove that I am better than Nina. And then from that point, I'll try my level best. Even sometimes I'll deny myself some basic things so that I may prepare for that day. The same way now people are doing it to prepare for Christmas, celebrating the birth of Jesus, which they don't even know. They are overdoing it. Mm-hmm. There are people now, they cannot even spend. Why? We are saving for Christmas. And then immediately after Christmas, people start crying. And that now, I want to speak about something we call, in mind education, isolation. Why do people get isolated? People get isolated because they want to do things better than other people, but then, also in mind education, we have something we call desire and self-control. You know, the desire of man grows as the man grows himself. You know, the same way, Nina said that she has a daughter. You know, your daughter, when she was 1 year, if you were to give your daughter 1,000 shillings and a sweet, she'll go for a sweet, isn't it? Yeah. But after some time, like for now, Eunice, if I gave you a sweet and 10,000 shillings, what would you go for?
10,000.
Yeah. The reason is your desire is growing, but now the problem is the self-control. Yes, the desire is growing, but the part of self-control, it's like a car which has a very powerful engine, but it has no brakes. Whether you like it or not, I would say that you're moving in a coffin. It doesn't matter how good that car is. If there are no brakes, man, you're dying. Mm-hmm. The same way, the desire in the heart of man is pushing them to go beyond their self-control. And because of that, because they cannot do things that their desire is pushing them to do, then they get to a point of isolation. Then they get isolated. The moment they get isolated, let's say, for example, I went to your birthday, and then you're doing better than what I think I can do. Then, if I cannot reach that point, the level that I saw Nina's birthday, the birthday of the daughter of Eunice, then at some point, I find myself getting isolated. Why? I don't want to associate with these people because they are better than me. And if I call them to my birthday or the birthday of my son, then it means, what do you think they will think about me, Nina? Yeah, huyu jamaa hajiwezi, isn't it? So I wouldn't want to call you there, so I get isolated, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Even the same thing happens to Christmas. Now people are thinking of how they are going to spend whatever parties they will have. What if you don't get to that level? Mm-hmm. At some point, you get yourself getting isolated. And then from that point, that's why now you get people getting loans. For what? To celebrate Christmas. Why are they celebrating Christmas? If you ask them clearly, they do not even know why they are celebrating Christmas, isn't it? Sure. But to some extent, I want to say thanks to Nina. At least she's thinking about the guys who are behind the bars. Mm-hmm. But for some people, they're thinking about how they will make it more better, and then go and sit down with them. And then let's go back to the roots. Why do you want to celebrate Christmas? Why are you planning for Christmas? Why are you doing all these things for Christmas? I remember when I was growing up, I think I'm the oldest here. At that point, people were buying new clothes during Christmas. Mm-hmm. I think Nina, at some point, ulikuwa unanunuliwa.
Kila Christmas nilikuwa na nguo mpya.
Kila Christmas. Eunice?
Mimi nilikuwa najinunulia.
Ulikuwa no. And then now you think about that generation and today's generation. You'd rather buy them beer than a new cloth.
Yeah. So true.
Isn't it? Mm-hmm. You'd rather give them money to go and celebrate with friends than buying them a new cloth. So that also generation gap brings issues about Christmas celebrations.
Wow. Coming to you, Nina, from all this Mr. Benjamin has shared with us, it being a competition, it being overrated, that is what we are talking about today. Is there a time we can say people go through isolation, people go through depression, post-depression event, and also trauma, in the sense of not achieving or meeting the expectation from the society, so to speak?
It all, I think, just like Benjamin has mentioned, it all comes from your mind. Mm-hmm. It really doesn't matter whether you celebrate Christmas or not. It is in your head. the post-event depression, then maybe I would have loved to take my family to Dubai because my friends are doing it and I cannot afford it. So you feel isolated, you feel like you're not enough. It's all in the mind. If you can afford a dinner for your family, that's enough. If you can afford taking them to Dubai, well and good. But what is the purpose behind it? Growing up, we knew that Christmas is spent with family. And we are an African setting. So we all know that majority of the time, to look at Ushago celebrate Christmas. Because you've not seen your uncle from Mombasa for the last 1 year, you've not seen your aunties from Nyeri, from when, your mother works in Nairobi. So it used to be a period where you go back home and family comes together. And that is what Christmas is supposed to be, celebrating love, celebrating the birth of Christ, celebrating your faith. It's as a family, togetherness with love, you know. But then times have changed. We've westernized ourselves, and that's why we're living beyond our means. And that's where there's depression. That's where, like you said, there is trauma. There is, you feel like you're not enough. There's isolation. But it's all in the mind. Because I like to say, imagine see must.
Yeah, sure.
Imagine see must. It's not a must. It's not like you've not celebrated Christmas because you didn't go to Dubai. Go back, shags. The money you have, maybe you needed 100 Gs to go to Dubai and you only have 30. 30 is enough for you to buy a mbuzi for your family. Mwende mkule pamoja na toba kina change. So it's all about what you have in your mind. It's all about what you've managed to convince yourself. So the way you convinced yourself you have to go to Dubai, you can unconvince yourself that it's not a must.
Is it a matter of convincing, or is it a matter of
succumbing to peer pressure?
That could be the case, but also expectation from the society.
No one
Now,
expects you to go to
Nina
Dubai.
is a media person.
Yeah.
Nina is a top model. Nina is a, name it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you're a socialite, you're a model. No, I'm now looking at that broad perspective. If this is all my titles, or this is what I'm entitled to, then there is expectation from the society. So, you know, we always have those people in the family. We want to see auntie fulani anaenda, wanaenda wapi. How ndio kusema kwa family? Is it, do we go to such extent because of too much expectation from the society as well?
There's that as well. But then again, I'll still go back to it's all in your mind. Mm-hmm. Even if you don't go, what is the worst that would happen?
What would people say?
After they've said, hey?
Yes, that is
so we move on with life. After they've said that so and so didn't even go to Dubai. I like to say, for as long as they are not contributing in any way to ensuring that you are going to Dubai, to ensuring that you're living a certain lifestyle, to ensure that you are meeting particular standards, for as long as they're not contributing in any way, they really don't have a say in what you do or how you do it.
Very true.
It is all dependent with you. I didn't make the money I make this year, so I'll not make it to go out of country. I'll not make it to go on holiday. That's upon me. That's upon you as an individual. It is really not my business what everyone else thinks, because at the end of the day, it is my pocket that is running dry. They're the same people that will come to you when they are broke.
Until you went to Dubai and you can't give me 5 Gs.
Imagine, you know, they're the same people that will come to you when they're not okay.
Sure.
So I mean, it doesn't really matter what people think, because at the end of the day, they're just thoughts. Today they'll talk about you. Tomorrow they'll be talking about Uncle Nani, who was supposed to buy a new car and he didn't buy. Or Uncle Nani, who was supposed to pay for whichever cousin's school fees, and this time they didn't pay. So dunia inaendanga mbio. Today tunakuongelelea wewe, kesho tunaongelea mtu mwingine. So the opinion or expectations of the society really doesn't matter per se, unless it is in matters regarding morals, it is in matters regarding your values.
Sure.
Now that, I would say now, that the communities and expectations, the community's expectations matter. But then if it's in regards to the money you're spending and how you're spending it, I don't really think it matters.
Sure.
Yeah.
Coming to you, Mr. Benjamin, I'd like you to get your mind on the same. What is your take on that? And also maybe to put across this one. He has mentioned after Amesema, what next? I'm trying to look at it in this perspective of if I don't do it, then kuna ule mmoja alikuwa anangoja nikose kufanya ndio bado I'll be the role model by the end of the day. Some will be bad, some will be good. What is your take on the same?
For me, I would say, just as I said when we were starting, all the issues of life come from the heart. And that's why God is telling you, guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. You know, the problems that people have are not problems that are originating from themselves. They think it's them. But for me, mostly I talk and I base everything according to the Bible. And I want to base my arguments from the Bible. You know, God, he spoke about the people because he's the one who created the people, isn't it? He is our creator.
Sure.
And he's the one who has the blueprint of our lives. He knows where you are today and where you'll be tomorrow. Even God knows Nina from here, she'll be heading to another place, and it is God who knows where she will go and how he will protect her, isn't it?
True.
Now, God is speaking, and then he says like this, for my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and then they have hewn themselves cisterns, broken cisterns that cannot hold water. You know, when God looks at people, he only sees two kinds of sins. One, they forsook him. Immediately they forsook him, then they get into work. They get into work trying to do things. But the problem is, all the things that they want to do are broken cisterns. They can never give them the true joy, the true peace, the true love. Then, from that point, me, I would say, let's not focus on what somebody did or what Eunice did, what my brother did, what the community is saying. We need to return back to the Bible, and then we start to see, where did we do the first mistake? You know, when the first mistake was done by our forefather Adam, and then what did Adam do? You know, the moment they forsook God, that is where now the blame game came. And I think most of you can tell me that there is always a person to blame. If not a person, there is a situation to blame. If not the situation, there is money to blame. Why is it that I don't have money? Why is it that I don't have this? Why is it that this person did this to me? So this blame game started with Adam. And then, how did it come? You know, when he left God, the first thing they did, they knew that they were naked. That is the moment that they see their nakedness. Why do people see their nakedness? Why do people see their lackings? Why do people see their weaknesses? It is simply because they left God, and then after leaving God, now their eyes are open. They start to see their weaknesses, their lackings. And then from that point, now when God comes, the blame game starts. And then Adam was saying, it is the woman that you gave me. That time, he couldn't call her, you know, the first time when God gave him the woman, he said, bone of my bones, flesh of my flesh. And I think he was very happy, isn't it?
He was, yes.
And then after that, it is the woman that you gave me. How about the woman? It is the serpent. So the blame game starts from where? It is not coming because of the situation. It's not coming because you're lacking this and that. It is coming because people left God. And then once they left God, they got into work. They want to do this, and then they want to cover it. They want to do this. That's why even now, people think that we commit sins because of ourselves, and then there is something also that we need to do to come out of that sin. That's why they got now into work. And then the work that they are doing, they themselves are broken cisterns. They cannot hold water. That's why people think that, for example, somebody would think like, I'll be very happy if I get a good car. Once you get that good car,
You want another one?
let's say, for example, you got, okay, somebody told me watu wa Subaru Subaru boys. Once you get that Subaru, you think it's a very good car, isn't it? But on the road, unapitwa na Prado, and then you're thinking, oh, I think I need to have that one. You get the Prado, isn't it? And then you're thinking, oh, I think I need something better than this. People who are renting, they are thinking like, if I go to that place where I'm living, now it becomes mine, I'll be so thankful. Let them have it. Then they start thinking of what? Now the tenants are becoming a nuisance to me. Now I need to move. They're looking for another better place to go. Once they go there, if it gets populated, they are looking for another better place. So which means this is a broken system. The true joy in the heart of man is not supposed to be brought by the things that we see. It is only supposed to be created by the word of God. Because God did not create our special hearts to be given joy or satisfaction by the things of the world. They were only to be given true satisfaction by the word of God. That's why all the issues of life originate from the heart. Which heart? The heart that has left God.
So insightful. I understand you're running out of time. So I'd like you to give your parting shot on this Christmas day and the things that you've talked about generally. Merry Christmas, and as you give your parting shot as well. Starting with you, Nina.
First and foremost, Merry Christmas. I'll start from the teenagers growing up. So it's not a must. Your friends will go out, they will have fun, they will have something to talk about, you will feel left out. But at the end of the day, you will leave that school and you will forget about it. So it is not worth it. Right now, it feels like it is everything. You going for that party, you going to the mall with your friends, you going wherever your friends in the estate are going, and you feel like I'm being left out, my mom doesn't love me, does my mother know that I am being left out, that it is feeling shameful. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. You will outgrow it and you will get older and you will see and feel that it is nonsense. And what you're feeling right now is very valid, but it is not necessary. It is not a must. To the rest of us, whether we go to Dubai, whether we don't go to Dubai, whether we go out, just find a meaningful reason to celebrate Christmas. Find it in your heart to do something that you will always be proud of yourself for doing. Help the community, spend it with your family, make amends with your family members that you've probably not spoken to forever. Just do something meaningful that you'll always sit and remember. I did this on this particular Christmas. What does the Bible say? God is love. So spread love, spread greatness, share your faith with others, teach people how to do things the right way. And at the end of the day, you will be very proud of yourself, and at least you will be sure you will have made God proud. So have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thank you so much, Madam Nina.
One more thing, I have an event this Friday. Mr. Benjamin had told me to mention it. I have an event this Friday at Committee Maximum Prison on the 8th. And we are having a Nairobi Command Talent Extravaganza, where all prisons in Nairobi will be having an intra-prisons competition. So you're all welcome. Feel free to come. We will be celebrating with them Christmas as well, sharing a meal, laughing, and having a good community and prison. The outside community and the prison community will be having like a moment to share, to laugh, to talk, and to eliminate stigma. So everyone is welcome.
Thank you.
Yes.
For me, I would say like this. The best way to celebrate Christmas is to understand the reason why Christ came to this world and to understand the reason why Christ was born in your heart. One, Christ came to this world, the world that had sin. And then God made him who knew no sin to become sin for us, so that we may become the righteousness of God in him, which means he exchanged my sinful nature and given it to Christ, and then he took the righteousness of Jesus and gave it to me. From that point, I can say I am born again. I can celebrate the birth of Jesus when he was born in my heart. The best way to celebrate Christmas, I'm not saying that you should not, I will not say drink, watu wakule nyama, but the people that unakula nao, it would be so nice if you are able to ask them whether truly Christ is born in their heart. Merry Christmas.
Thank you so much for honoring our invite on this particular day. As you also go to enjoy your Christmas, may you have a fruitful one and a great one until we meet next time. A viewer back at home, let's continue this conversation online across all our social media networks. That's GBS TV Africa. Our SMS line is 21144. Till next time, have a nice time. Goodbye and Merry, Merry Christmas to you all.